Hello, my name is Riley O'Brien, and today I'm going to be taking you through my step-by-step process on how to caramelize onions. Many people really enjoy the flavor and aroma that come with stovetop caramelized onions, but are unsure on how to make them on their own. They're a very simple and satisfying dish to cook, but they do require a time investment to draw out the proper umami flavors as we desire. That being said, they are easy to make. Here is my process. For this, you only need a few things: a knife and cutting board, 3 to 4 onions, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and I always like to have candles. Step 1 is to ensure you're starting in a clean kitchen and workspace. Pick out your onions, remove their outside skin, and light your candles. Begin slicing the onions in a lengthwise fashion, maintaining a ribbon sliced shape as you go. Make sure to oil and heat your pan as you're doing this before adding your onions. When choosing your pan, you want it to be quite full with the onions once they're sliced and in it, as they're going to shrink down to a more appropriate size as you go. For a general rule, a 10-inch pan will work great for 3 onions, 12-inch pan will work great for 4 onions. That scale will go upwards or downwards as you need. Cast iron is always preferable for this process, but just use what you have. Step 3 is to stir your onions into that oil and allow it to rest and simmer for about 5 minutes, stirring it throughout the process. After this, the onions should begin to soften. This is the perfect time to add your salt and granulated sugar to taste. After this, you want to reduce your heat down to low and allow it to simmer for 50 to 80 minutes, stirring it quite often. If the onions begin to crust to the bottom of the pan, simply add a small amount of water and scrape off the crust with a spatula. As the onions begin to cook, they'll soften and become translucent. Continue to stir and add water as necessary. This crust that builds up will infuse throughout the whole mixture and add a lot of flavor to the dish. As they cook and begin to release flavor, the onions will turn from a translucent color into a more dark brown color. This is how you know the caramelization process is happening successfully. Once the onions have caramelized to desired levels, increase your heat back up to medium. This allows the onions to simmer and build up a crust on the outside. Stirring it throughout this process, allow it to continue for about 5 minutes. The onions will develop a nice hearty crust on the outside, packed with flavor and delivering a satisfying texture with every crunch. It's very important to keep your heat low until the end of this process to get the desired results. Caramelized onions are a foundational element to many dishes, such as French onion soup and any omelet I make. They also work excellent as a garnish or flavor boost to any sandwich, pasta, or vegetable dish. Caramelized onions will store in your fridge for about 5 to 7 days, although mine never make it that long. Here's a picture of my caramelized onions at the end of the process, and the reference image I used for the image at the beginning. I hope you found this guide useful, and you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.